Hello students, today we are going to start the hydrogen and its compounds. So in this series, we will try to go line by line for the each topic from the Narayana NEET book. So hydrogen, we know that is hydrogen is the one of the most important compound student element, which is generally occurred in all the fooding materials. Okay, and that is an important component of water. Okay, so whatever the food we eat, that also contain the hydrogen, whether it is the carbohydrates is there, protein is there, amino acid, this is the most important elements. Okay, what is the, let us have the introduction of the hydrogen student. The first point, hydrogen is the first element in the periodic table. Its position at the first place in the periodic table. The atomic form of hydrogen exists only at high temperature. So generally it exists in the H2 molecular form, but if you are talk about the high temperature, it will be exist in the atomic form. Normal elemental hydrogen is the diatomic molecule called the dihydrogen, that is H2. Hydrogen is unique in behavior, hence its position is uncertain in the periodic table. So hydrogen is very unique in the behavior student. Its behavior is very unique compared to all other elements. That is why its position is uncertain in the periodic table. It resembles with the halogen as well as alkali metal. So how it resemble with the halogens and alkali metal? Let us have a look over it student. So resembles with alkali metal. It has only one electron in the outermost shell, just like the alkali metal. If you talk about the alkali metal student, lithium, sodium, potassium. So you see student, that is 3, 11, 19. So you will find that is 2 and 1 is there. Here is 2, 8 and 1 is there. Similarly, if you talk about here, it will come what is 2, 8, 8 and 1. So all is having the valence electron student. If you see, one valence electron is there. Similarly, what you can note it out student, if you talk about the hydrogen, it is having one electron and configuration is one is there. So it is housed, one electron is there in the valence shell of hydrogen along with the alkali metal. So they are it's also resemble in properties of alkali metal. It form the unipositive ion. Up see student, because of one electron, all these lithium exist in the lithium plus, one electron remove, this all either Na plus or K plus. Similarly, hydrogen also exists in the form of H plus, that is single unipositive ion. Next one, exhibit plus one oxidation state. So as like these all the elements exhibiting plus one oxidation state, here you can see that is lithium plus potassium plus potassium plus. Hydrogen also exhibit the plus one oxidation state. Form oxides, halide and sulfides. So as like the lithium form the oxide, hydrogen also form the oxide, like Li2O is there, Li2O. Similarly, H2O is also forming. Okay, and similarly Na2O is there. It is also, that is hydrogen is forming, that is also H2, you know, H2O. So similar oxides and sulfide is forming, like that Na2S is there. Similarly, H2S is also there. So their oxide and sulfides are similar, act as a reducing agent. So it's donate the electron, it releases the electron, that is why it's act as a reducing agent. Now let us see student, resembles with halogens. Okay, so we have to check out, that is they are resembles with halogen. So how it is resembles with halogen, that we have to look over it also. So hydrogen is a non-metal, and halogen is also, if you talk about halogen, is also non-metal, like fluorine is there, chlorine is there, bromine is there, iodine is there, that is also non-metal. Form uni-negative ion. So as like the fluorine is their negative charge, chlorine negative, bromine negative, iodine negative, hydrogen is also forming the negative charge by accepting the electron, exist as a dimer molecule. So all halogen like that, F2, Cl2, Br2, I2 existing as a dimer. Similarly, hydrogen is also existing as a dimer, exhibit minus one oxidation state. So this is exhibiting, whether it's FCl, Br, I, they are having the 7 electron in valence shell, so they are exhibiting negative. Hydrogen also accept in one electron, it form the H minus in case of what student, in case of the metal hydride, H minus in the case of metal hydride. Okay, metal hydride. Okay, now you see student, the ionization potential of 13.5 electron volt is near the value of fluorine. So see, hydrogen is electron ionization potential and halogen electron potential are ionization potential are almost similar. Hydrogen react with non-metal to form the covalent compound, like CH4 is there, SiH4 there, GeH4 there. So similarly, that is just like the halogen also reacting, like C, the hydrogen react with non-metal to form the covalent compounds. So if you talk about the halogens, they are also forming the covalent compound, student. CCl3 is there, this is covalent compound. ClBr3 is there, also covalent compound. So they all are forming the covalent compound, whether hydrogen or halogen. So they are also, hydrogen is resembles in properties with the halogens. A difference from alkali. Okay, what are the difference for the alkali metal? So hydrogen also exhibit the difference property from the alkali metal. Let us have a look over it. First one, ionization energy of hydrogen is very high in compared to alkali metals. So that is, if you talk about hydrogen, 13.6, but lithium is 5.2337, sodium 5.12, potassium 4.32. So that is difference in the ionization energy. Unlike alkali metal, hydrogen is non-metal. Unlike alkali metal, hydrogen is non-metal. So all are the alkali group 1 elements are metal, but hydrogen is non-metal. Hydrogen exists as a diatomic molecule, whereas all the alkali metal are monoatomic molecule. Okay, hydrogen exists as diatomic molecule, whereas all the alkali metal are monoatomic molecule. Okay, so alkali metal like that, lithium is there, sodium is there, potassium is there, they are all the monoatomic. But when you talk about the H2 is the hydrogen is diatomic. So this is also difference from the alkali metal. Next, compound of alkali metal are ionic, while the compound of hydrogen are predominantly covalent. So this is whenever talking about like that, NaCl is there, KCl is there, these all are NaH, they are the ionic compound, student. But when you talking about CH4, okay, so hydrogen is always forming that is what kind of compound it will form, the covalent compound. Like NaCl is ionic while HCl is covalent. Now size of H plus ion is much smaller than the cation of alkali metals. Okay, so there is a size difference of the alkali metal and the hydrogen. H2O is amphoteric in nature, while the oxides of alkali metals are alkaline. So if you talk about H2O, student, it is the amphoteric in nature. H2O is amphoteric in nature, while oxide of alkali metals are alkaline. Okay, so H2O, is amphoteric, acting as a acids and base, so it is a amphoteric, and while oxide of metal are alkaline, that is basic. Now let us see the student next point, difference from the halogen. Halogen, hydrogen has one electron in valence shell, while the halogen has 7 valence electron. Hydrogen is less reactive as compared to halogen. So this is the two difference from the halogens are there. Now if you talk about the occurrence of hydrogen, hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, that is 70%, and ninth most abundant element on the earth crust. Okay, so 70% abundant element in the universe is there, and ninth most abundant element in the earth crust is there. Okay, it combined to form, its constitute 15.4% of the earth crust and the ocean. It combined form, in the combined form, it constitute 15.4% of the earth crust and the ocean. So this is all about the introduction of hydrogen. Thank you so much for watching, friends.